Ram, welcome to another one of my videos. We will be going over 10 pages with the end of the book be here now. Round trip. Mind creates matter. The causal plane is the world of ideas that creates the universe. Right at the top of the causal plane is what we call the Godhead. It's the first place into the universe of form. It's the first world of form. It's the place where the mind that is God manifest comes into the universe, is thought manifested into all the lower levels of the causal plane, all the astral planes and the physical plane. And when you go back, you go to that place where you become one with the Godhead. You are God. You are the idea that lies beyond the universe. You are literally it. You are not making believe you are it. You are it. In order to become a fully realized being, you must delight in exquisiteness at every single level. You must take joy in your maleness or femaleness. At the same moment that you realize that you are both male and female, it's that far out. But then you go through the final door and you go from form into the formless, into the void, into the beyond. When you have crossed the ocean of samskara, the ocean of illusion, the ocean of attachment, call it what you will, it's the same ocean. When you have crossed through all form, you enter the state of formlessness. It is eternally quiet. It is eternally quiet. It never was. You are beyond morality when you flow in harmony with the universe. And yet your actions are totally moral because that's the harmony of the universe. You see that to do anything with attachment, with desire, with anger, greed, lust, fear, is only keep creating more karma, which is keeping you in the game on the wheel of birth and death. Once you see that, desires can't help but fall away. I have a relative who is in a mental hospital. He thinks he is Christ. Well, that's groovy. I am Christ also. But he doesn't think I am Christ. He thinks he is Christ because it happened to him and he took his ego with him. So he says, I'm special. And when I say to him, sure, man, you're Christ and I'm Christ too, he says, you don't understand. And when he's out, he steals cars and things like that because he needs them because he's Christ. And that's all right. So they lock him up. He says, I don't know. Me, I'm a responsible member of society. I go to church. Me. They put in a mental hospital. You're free. You've got a beard. You're wearing a dress. You. Sure, because as far as I'm concerned, we are all God, and that's the difference. If you really think another guy is God, he doesn't lock you up. Funny about that. As long as there is an up and down in your head, outer darkness. As long as you're in the world of yin and yang, outer darkness. It takes a lot of purification. Purification of what? Purification of thought, purification of body, freedom from attachment. And after a long time of going up and down without understanding why I was going up and down or how to stop it, slowly it dawned on me. Now, why did I keep trying? The answer is very simple, and almost all you know the answer already is once the seed has been planted, once you have been born again, you don't have a choice. Magic Theater, for madmen only. Price of admission, your mind. Funny thing about all the secrets of the East or the secrets of mysticism, they're not secret. Nobody's saying don't tell him. They're telling you, they're yelling it. They're saying, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. That's a secret question mark? Think of how many times you've heard that and you say, yeah, that's really interesting. That's great. That's the minister talking. He's doing his thing and he's got a lively to earn. He's a good guy. The secret is a secret to you because of where your head is at. Your receiving mechanism isn't tuned for that particular frequency. I saw that my whole game didn't work. It gave me all the rewards that seemed to be offered, but it didn't work. There was a place in me that knew it wasn't working. I knew there was something else, but I couldn't get to it. At that point, I gave up, and then I was ready for the next message. When I went through the doorway, I thought, wow, it isn't like I thought at all. I mean, if I'm going to spend my life manipulating this punny ego through a set of power games and sensual gratifications, what's the payoff? The end is that it's going to end anyway because it's all in time. And suddenly I dig who I am at that moment when I am stoned, high. I am out of time and space. But boy, does it feel valid, does it feel real. It feels like the first real thing that's ever happened to me. Everything else had a certain hustle, like a quality to it, except my suffering. Am I he? Question mark. I was really into my suffering. You can really get into your suffering. Self-pity, that's real. Everything else may go, but boy, you've got to suffer. It's the same for all of us. We're just coming out of the dark night of the Protestant ethic. Suffer, baby. That's the only way you'll be good. It feels so good to hurt so bad. We've all been on that trip. Suffering is great. It's like straightening by fire. It's purifying. It's very good. But a funny thing, want another paradox? This trip requires total suffering, but it's got to be suffering that is no suffering. You've got to go the whole suffering trip, but you can't be the guy who is suffering. Do you think that when Christ is lying there and they're nailing the nails in, he's saying, "Oh man, does that hurt?" He's probably looking at the guy who's nailing him with absolute compassion. He digs why the cat's doing it, what he's stuck in, how much dust covers his eyes, why he's got to be doing it. That's the way it is. He said the night before, "Well, tomorrow is the big trip. Yeah, right, these are the nails. Wow, look at that." Am I he who is being pained? No. That's the thing. Once you know that, then pleasure, pain, loss, gain, fame, and shame are all the same. They're all just happening.